Hi, this is Dena with Left Lane Finds, and today I'm going to have another reseller vlog. It snowed here quite a bit. I told you guys about that snowstorm a couple days ago. Well, it hit here. It hit a lot of states. It's causing a lot of problems. So it's so funny. It snows so hard. Our power was flickering on and off this morning, and now it's sunny. Look at the sun on my face. So what I'm doing is I have a sold. Oh, wait a sec. Don't want to show you the address. I sold. Might have to delete that. I am taking a sold package up to the mailbox, and I thought, well, if I'm walking and getting my steps in, I might as well do another one of these reseller vlogs. So the topic of today is how to become the perfect reseller. I'm being facetious. So I'm in a bunch of Facebook groups, and I follow a lot of resellers on all different social media platforms, and I've been seeing this quite a bit, and it's mostly from maybe the newer resellers out there. Is they ask questions like, how do you come up with the best title? And I always think best. I'm like, that sounds like you're trying to be perfect, like a perfect title. Or what's the best way I can take my pictures? Or what's the best this? Or how do I do this? You know, it's like a lot of how-to questions, and it's great to ask questions. I'm not saying about asking questions. What I'm seeing is that everybody is trying to have the best titles, the best pictures, the best platforms. And then they do all that. They spend hours and hours. They spend way too much time perfecting their pictures, perfecting the titles, perfecting their descriptions. They do all that. They put the item up, and it sits there. Because perfection has nothing to do with it. You could take lousy pictures, have a lousy title, and pick whichever platform you want on. It's only going to sell when a buyer comes to buy it. Nobody wants to hear that. But it's true. There is people who have taken pictures where, like, it shows their feet in the pictures. Like they're taking a downward angle of something, and it shows their feet in the pictures. The item still sells because whatever it was, the person wanted it. Or they threw it on the carpet, and the carpet isn't all that in terms of a background. But people are spending hours and hours and hours doing things. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't. A lot of the big sellers say, hey, when I took better pictures, I sold more items. And that can be true too. Like, I know when I first started reselling, I had an old phone, I had terrible lighting, and I took the pictures anyways. And guess what? I sold stuff. But there was some stuff that I knew was good brands. It was clothing. It's good brands, and they weren't selling. And I looked back at my pictures, and I'm like, wow, these pictures are really dark. There was no editing software in the apps like they do now. Now you can go in and brighten up pictures. Like on eBay, you can edit your pictures. On Etsy, you can edit pictures. Poshmark, a little bit. They have a way to go. So does Etsy. They have a way to go with having editing capabilities on the pictures. They expect everybody to either edit on their phones or use an app to edit. So anyways, there was a couple pictures or couple pieces of clothing that I thought, wow, this should have sold already. And I got a new phone, and I went back and I started retaking pictures. I didn't retake all the pictures. I only retook one, the one that everybody sees. The rest of the pictures were still the lousy ones. Do you know I sold stuff? I did sell stuff. So it's not about being perfect. You've got to at least put some effort in and try or whatever. But I think people get overwhelmed. I've been hearing that a lot, or reading it a lot. People trying to, they're trying to move their inventory and they're getting overwhelmed. They don't know where to start, and they don't know where to start because they're like, how can I take, you know, they start to hyperventilate thinking, how can I take the perfect pictures, have the perfect listing, have the perfect title, have whatever, you know, everyone else is doing it but I can't, or how do they do it? That's not what people are doing. People are doing it in steps. It's like that old saying about, you know, hiking 1,000 miles. You know, it's one step at a time. If you take a really lousy picture and you see it, yeah, you might have to go back and retake one picture. Unless it was 6 lousy pictures, then you have to retake 6. But before you do that, look to see if you can edit that picture. You can brighten pictures in eBay. Hope you guys can hear me over the traffic here. I'm almost to the mailbox. The other thing is you can write up a simple title or description as you're posting everything. It's about getting it listed. Get it up there, get it listed. And then sit down while you're watching TV and look through and start editing. Editing is how you make things perfect. There's no such thing as perfect, but editing is how you spruce it up. Make sure you're using your keywords. You might not, when you're in the midst of, let me just get this into, let's see here. Well, how can I do this? Let me flip this around here. Okay, here we go, coming back home. So what you want to do is get your listing up. Do the best you can. The best you can, not perfect. The best you can with taking pictures, getting a description up there, getting a title up there, and then make sure you're going back and editing for keywords, because if you try to do it all at once while you're listing, you're going to be able to list up like 1 item, 2 items, maybe 5. I hear people complaining about it all the time in these Facebook groups I'm in. They're like, how are people listing up 20, 30 items a day? That's impossible. And no, it's not. It is not. I did it in 1 day. It took me all day to do it because I do a slow process. I do I take my pictures. I do everything from A to Z for each listing. That's the way I do it. I don't take all my pictures and then do all the listings later. Some people do it that way. There's multiple ways to do this. There's no secret way. It's the way that you feel comfortable, the way you can organize it in your head to keep yourself organized. But then what I did was, once I had those 20 listings up, some of them sold, some of them didn't right away. If they didn't sell right away, I went back and looked at those listings to make sure that I put the dimensions in. Because sometimes when you're going real fast, you'll forget to put your measurements in. And that's important to people. They need to know how big the plates are, or how, you know, long the top is, that kind of thing. And so this is all just reseller advice. And it also keeps me in check too, because I think about it. When I start to think about what topic am I going to talk about, I'm like, well, what am I doing? What is my best business practice? And I have to do what makes sense for me, and you got to do what makes sense for you. People try to call people out for, I don't know, lying or exaggerating or whatever, because they're like, I can't even get anywhere near 20 items a day. How? That's impossible. It is not impossible to do 20 items a day. I can show you YouTuber after YouTuber who does it. And then I can show you ones that do even more than that. You would be surprised how they have it down to such a system and how they do it. Because once you make that listing live, it counts. It may not be 100% complete. It still counts, you know. Oh my goodness, it's such a nice day out after the snow here, but I think there's more snow to come, another storm. I just love doing these vlogs. Now back to what I was talking about. So people get overwhelmed then they start making excuses, or they start saying that, they start pointing fingers. The moment you start pointing fingers, just know that you aren't doing your job. You aren't doing your job to get your items listed. And the other thing is people forget that life gets in the way too. You have to schedule for cleaning, shopping, bill paying, taking care of kids, other family members, fur babies, all of that. You gotta schedule that all in there. So sometimes what people do as resellers is they're like, I try to get so many items listed in the morning. That way you feel accomplished. You're like, check. When I was working full-time, I did that before I went to my job. And I did it almost every day. I would get up, I would make coffee, I would take my pictures and list up at least 2 items and go to work. I knew I was accomplished before I even got in the car to get to work. And then on my breaks, I was sharing to Poshmark parties, I was, you know, monitoring my listings. And you can edit your listings while you're at work. If you don't like the way you worded it, or you find a misspelling or anything like that. So if you're feeling overwhelmed or don't know where to start, it's because you're comparing yourself to other people. Stop doing that. Don't compare yourself. 2, don't try to be perfect. But you can't be lousy about it either. You have to at least be decent with your pictures and all, and descriptions and all that. So let's see. I paused the video there for a second. I'm back now. My neighbor popped out and he was going to be walking like right in front of me, and I don't know, it just it unnerves me, and then I forget what I'm talking about. Oh, there was ice. So anyways, I was just, in general, I sound like I'm preaching, but I'm not preaching. I'm trying to give you a little bit of guidance, I guess. The guidance, and when I say it to you guys, I'm saying it to myself too, is stop trying to be perfect. Just stop trying to be Superwoman or Superman if you're a male reseller. Make sure you schedule things out. If you have a goal set for yourself, work on the goal. If you're like, I'm going to list 5 items a day or 10 items a day, or I'm going to list until this entire death pile is gone, good for you. But the next post that you make, I don't want to see you crying about, I did all this and I didn't get the sales. That's not how this works. The sales come based on people's shopping habits, and shopping habits change throughout the year, the month, the quarter. People shop whenever. Sometimes they only shop when they get paid. They get paid twice a month, maybe. Some people get paid weekly. Also, this is a holiday weekend. This is the middle of February, so we got President's holiday weekend where a lot of people have Monday off. A lot of people took off on mini vacations. I see a whole bunch of my friends with their kids out skiing. They ain't shopping. They're not shopping. They're skiing on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, traveling back on Monday, or maybe even the whole weekend they're away. And so, yeah, sales might not be, hitting it out of the park right now. And then in a couple weeks, they get paid again. They get paid again, usually on the 1st and the 15th. So they'll get paid again on, say, March 1st. And then they might be shopping again. But the good thing is if you did set a goal for listing items, they'll be up there, available for sale. Can't sell anything that's in your death pile. I think I'm going to end the video now. As always, please like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys later.